He puts their nose. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off. That Arctic blast we've been telling you about all week has arrived, and things are about to take a turn in the weather department. So let's head right over to meteorologist Hannah Evans with a check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And you can hear the wind here in the studio, so we know the wind's here, the rain is here. What's going to happen the rest of the day?
Yes, so we are going to remain very windy throughout the day, and around noon, I would say that's when the flash freeze will occur. So all the roads that had the rain on it will ice over for a little bit, and then we will be seeing snow on the back end. So it's going to be very hazardous to travel later today.
Yeah, it's if you've got to get stuff done, get it done like before noon, because then I think we were talking last night. 2 or 3 hour window that's just going to be nasty.
Yeah, so I would say 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. it could be really bad, and then even after that, we should give some time for the crews to get out there and clean it up before traveling again.
Good advice.
Yes, so we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for today. This morning, we are seeing very heavy rainfall in some areas. Possible flooding could be an issue, and there is going to be ponding on the roadways, so keep that in mind. The roads are going to be a little bit slippery this morning. We are seeing very gusty winds right now. Wind gusts are already up to 40 miles per hour. They could be a little bit higher in hilltops, and they are going to increase as that cold front approaches us today, so scattered power outages are possible. We have that flash freeze occurring in the afternoon, which will ice over stuff from that rain, and we are going to be seeing some snow on the back end. So right now, we actually are getting a little break in the rain for some of us on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will see continued showers of rain before this cold front, as you can see right here, where that rain switches over to snow. That's when the flash freeze will occur. It will continue to move towards us. I would say it's going to occur between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. So today, heavy rain this morning, the flash freeze in the afternoon, very, very gusty winds, and the impacts this could have is very hazardous travel, a few power outages, flooding is possible this morning, and we are going to be seeing icy conditions. Even once we dry out from the snow overnight, it's going to remain very cold and very windy for Christmas Eve tomorrow with sub-zero wind chills. So for the rest of today, expect that flash freeze to happen early this afternoon. Look at our temperature drop from the 40s to the teens later, very windy, and I will be talking a little bit more about this coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. National Grid crews are dealing with power outages as we speak. Right now, there are nearly 800 customers without power in Oneida County. That's out of the more than 100,000 that National Grid services here. Power is expected to be restored for those 800 at about noon today. Now, in Herkimer County, there's a few less, just over 100 customers waking up in the dark there. Restoration is expected there at noon as well. And National Grid is reporting that all the lights are on for their customers in Otsego County. We have a full listing of all the power outages from around the area at WKTV.com, including those for NYSEG as well. And power outages are expected today into tomorrow from high winds and heavy snow and ice buildup through the holiday weekend, as Hannah was mentioning. So National Grid has 2,800 crews on standby to try to stay ahead of the storm. Crews are in central and upstate New York, and as soon as it's safe for them to get out on the roads and fix the power outages, they'll get to work. Reps with National Grid say you want to prepare now, however, because of the timing of this storm.
If you need batteries, if you need bottled water because maybe you have a well and you have a pump, this is the time to make sure that you have bottled water available. You have enough batteries to power those flashlights. This storm is complicated by the holiday. There's not going to be an opportunity to just run out to the grocery store or somewhere else to go pick up batteries because those stores are all going to be closed due to Christmas.
And if you're going to run out to the store, as Hannah mentioned, you want to avoid that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. window. If you have an outage, you can call National Grid or you can report it online. That information is on your screen. It's also on WKTV.com, along with information for getting a hold of NYSEG, as well as a list of power outages, along with estimated restoration times. Meantime, this storm is plunging temperatures, dumping snow, and snarling air traffic across the country. The National Weather Service is calling this a, quote, life-threatening situation as more than 110 million Americans are under winter alerts coast to coast for snow and icy conditions. Reporter Amanda Sansone has the latest on the storm and what this could mean for some holiday travelers.
Dreams of a white Christmas turning into a nightmare.
It's already stressful enough.
For travelers trying to get home for the holidays.
Can't rent a car to go back to Bozeman. There's no flights back to Bozeman. No other flights to Nashville until I think like Christmas Eve.
Thousands of flights canceled or delayed Thursday, and already more than 2,000 canceled for Friday, according to FlightAware, as a once-in-a-generation winter weather event descends on the U.S.
It's tough, but hey, got a chance to see my family.
Across the plains, dangerous whiteout conditions on the roads.
Visibilities are rapidly dropping, so people who are stranded on the roadways, it's a life-threatening situation.
While a developing bomb cyclone is set to unleash heavy snow and blizzard conditions, especially in the Midwest and around the Great Lakes.
If you have to be on the road, if you have to drive, make sure you have a full tank of gas, you have water.
But it's not just the snow wreaking holiday havoc. A blast of Arctic air plunging temperatures to dangerous levels in much of the country. Nearly half the U.S. population under wind chill alerts from the Canadian border to the Mexican border. President Joe Biden urging Americans to use caution during a White House weather briefing Thursday.
It's not like a snow day, when you're a kid. This is serious stuff.
Governors from New York to Texas readying for the wicked winter weather, and in Wisconsin, an energy emergency declared as people crank up the heat to battle the bitter cold. Millions of Americans likely to experience the coldest Christmas in a generation. I'm Amanda Sansoni reporting.
Well, folks rushing to the grocery store to get their last-minute holiday shopping fixes, but they're also shopping for...
Welcome back. It is going to be very, very windy today. It could be damaging. We are looking at wind gusts even reaching up to 50 miles per hour, could be 60 miles per hour in hilltops. So very, very windy today, and the wind looks to get even stronger as that cold front approaches us. It will remain windy tomorrow with temperatures just in the teens, so wind chill values are going to be below zero. It's going to be very cold tonight and tomorrow. It will remain breezy on Sunday, and then calmer winds come in on Monday. So for today, since it is going to be so windy, scattered power outages are possible, so make sure you are prepared for that. If anything, they would look to happen later this morning, early afternoon, as the wind picks up when that flash freeze is approaching. The good news is that we do mostly dry out for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. For the Mohawk Valley and South, it is going to be dry for both tomorrow and Sunday. It is just going to be very cold tomorrow. Highs are just going to be in the teens. As for the North Country, a few areas could be seeing a few snow flurries throughout the day, especially tomorrow and Sunday. We could be seeing just a few areas of lake effect snow that have picked up since the storm has moved through. Steve.
All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. It's a good thing Santa is bundled up. Well, it's down to the legislative wire in Washington right now.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to a flash freeze this afternoon, along with very gusty winds and slippery road conditions. Let's take a look now at the Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Pretty dark outside this morning. We are seeing heavy rain in some areas at this point, and as you can see, it is shaking. Very gusty winds, wind gusts reaching up to 40 miles per hour right now, and they will just increase this afternoon when that cold front approaches. So if you are commuting anywhere, this morning should be okay. We are just seeing some areas of ponding on the roadways along with those very gusty winds, but for the afternoon and evening, that is when that flash freeze will already have occurred. Things are going to be very, very icy, very slippery road conditions, so I would avoid travel until after dinner, because then we can allow the crews to kind of treat the roads. So here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We did see just some heavy rain just move through, but most of us are seeing dry conditions at this point. We could see in Oneida County, up north a little bit, we are seeing a few breaks in the rain. We will continue to see scattered showers this morning as this low pressure system makes its way to the north. It is coming out of the south. I am going to zoom out to show you that this is the cold front that will be bringing us the flash freeze. It's coming in from the west. That will ice all of this rain over that we did see last night, and then we will be seeing some snow on the back end of it. But we are already very, very warm this morning, so temperatures today are expected to drop very rapidly after that flash freeze. But this morning, most of us in the 30s, 39 degrees in Dalgeville, 38 degrees in Little Falls, 37 degrees in Whitesboro, and in the 40s down south, 41 degrees in Cooperstown and in Norwich. So the flash freeze looks to come in for most of us between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., but a little bit earlier because it is coming from the west, so the western side a little bit earlier and the eastern side a little bit later, but it is going to get very, very slippery, turn very icy. After the flash freeze, we are going to be seeing additional snowfall, traced to 3 inches for most of us, with 3 to 7 inches north, and then we are going to be seeing some lake effect snow in that Tug Hill region. Already this morning, very windy, 33 miles per hour wind gusts being measured at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It is just going to increase throughout the day, and that could cause a few scattered power outages. Even tonight into Christmas Eve morning, it is going to get very cold, dropping into the single digits. That allows for our wind chill values to be between 10 to 20 degrees below zero, which can be very dangerous if you are outside at all during that point. So for this morning, we are still tracking some heavy rain, and there's the flash freeze coming in. This is 11 a.m. We see it gets very windy at this time. Some snow occurs on the back end of it, and lake effect continues to pick up for the north. We get very cold in the single digits heading into Christmas Eve morning, and we will continue to see cloudy skies, windy conditions for Christmas Eve, and lake effect snow continuing up north. The lake effect snow continues up north as we head into Christmas Day, specifically the Tug Hill region. But Christmas Day will warm up a little bit more. We actually will be seeing high temperatures in the low 20s with partly sunny skies. So for today, expect rain, then that flash freeze this afternoon, then snow. Very, very windy, and temperatures are going to drop rapidly after that flash freeze, with lows in the single digits tonight and sub-zero wind chill values. We will mostly dry out tomorrow. The north may be seeing some snow. It's going to remain windy and very, very cold. We warm up a little bit on Christmas Day with highs in the low 20s. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Time now, 5:24. Still ahead on Sunrise robocalls. We've all gotten them, and we're all. I am Steve McMurray on the desk today for Gary. A lot to get to ahead of this edition of News Channel 2 at Sunrise. But first, want to get a check of the forecast. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Hannah Evans. Let's see, what camera is she going to be on? There she is. Hi, Hannah.
Hi. So we are seeing heavy rain this morning, very gusty winds, and then that flash freeze comes in the afternoon. That will turn stuff icy, and then we will be seeing snow behind that. So it's going to be
and then
kind
cold. Yeah, exactly. It's a mixed bag, but not the mixed bag anybody wants.
I know. It's going to be messy, especially this afternoon, because I know a lot of people are traveling. It's going to be very hazardous.
Yeah, so just if you don't have to go anywhere today, especially that time of day, don't. Right?
Yes, especially between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., I would say.
Okay.
So let's take a look now as to why we issued our Storm Tracker 2 alert day. We are seeing heavy rain this morning, possibly causing some flooding issues. There also is going to be ponding on the roadways as you are driving around this morning. Very gusty winds, already wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. We are going to reach wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour as that flash freeze occurs, so scattered power outages are possible, and the flash freeze looks to occur in the afternoon, turning everything icy. So right now on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we actually are seeing a few breaks in the rain, especially in Oneida County, Utica, Rome area, even down in Otsego County a little bit, but we are going to continue to see scattered showers this morning before this cold front moves through. As you can see here, look, changes right over from rain to snow. That is when the flash freeze will occur, and then we will be getting some snowfall. So heavy rain this morning, and afternoon we will see the flash freeze with very damaging winds and snow after. So the impacts are going to be very hazardous travel. Power outages are possible. Flooding is also possible this morning, and then we are going to turn very icy this afternoon. Even once the snow dries out tonight, we are going to remain very windy, very cold into Christmas Eve morning, with sub-zero wind chills starting tonight and into tomorrow. So for today, expect rain. Then we will be seeing a flash freeze and then some snowfall, very gusty winds. I will be talking a little bit more about this coming up, Steve. All right, Hannah, don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. Well, overnight, the January 6th committee released its final report. Welcome back. We are starting out this morning pretty warm. We are at 40 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It does feel a little bit cooler, though, because very, very windy. 18 miles per hour as of right now, with gusts reaching up to 40 miles per hour. So we did issue a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for today. We are seeing heavy rain this morning, ponding on the roadways, possible flooding, and very gusty winds that could cause a few scattered power outages. The flash freeze occurs this afternoon. That turns everything icy. It also gets windier at that point, and we will be seeing some snow on the back end, so I would definitely avoid travel early this afternoon, but should get a little bit better by this evening. So if you are going anywhere today, just this morning we are seeing ponding on the roadways. The afternoon has that flash freeze with icy spots and snow after the flash freeze for tonight. We dry out overnight, and tomorrow it is going to be dry with some snow up north, but it is going to remain windy into the day tomorrow. Steve. All right, Hannah, a lot going on. Well, with the tinsel and trimmings and wrappings and feasts, there's a lot of
Team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to very hazardous travel conditions throughout the day. So let's take a look now at the Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We can't really see much. Heavy rain is occurring at this point in some of our areas. Also very, very windy with wind gusts reaching up to 40 miles per hour. And that wind will only increase throughout the afternoon. So if you are traveling at all today or this morning should be okay. We are just seeing some ponding on the roadways due to that rain along with very windy conditions. The wind increases as that cold front moves through, bringing in that flash freeze. So for the evening commute, it is going to be very hazardous. We are also going to be seeing snow on top of that ice that forms, so that could really be a problem when traveling. So be very careful or avoid traveling this afternoon and early evening altogether. So we are starting out right near 40 degrees. We have 40 degrees in Dowdesville and Westmoreland, 37 degrees in Whitesboro, and then we have 41 degrees in Sherburne and in Norwich. But once this flash freeze moves through, our temperatures are going to drop rapidly, reaching the single digits tonight. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, heavy rain is just to our east. Most of us are seeing kind of a break in the rain here this morning, but there still is ponding on the roadways, still something to be careful of. And this is all from that low pressure system that came up from the south. We are also going to be seeing another low pressure system with this cold front coming in from the west. This cold front is what is going to drive that flash freeze. And then as we can see, we do see some snow on the back end. So the flash freeze looks to start for most of us 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We could be seeing that moving through. If you do live towards the west a little bit earlier or towards the east a little bit later, it's going to turn very icy. It will ice over all that rain we saw this morning. Even after the flash freeze, snow quickly accumulates. We see a trace to 3 for the Mohawk Valley and south, a little bit more up north, and in that Tug Hill region, lake effect snow is going to pick up there. So maybe seeing a little bit extra snowfall up there, but this is going to cause very hazardous conditions, especially as the snow drops on top of icy conditions. We are also going to be very, very windy today. Right now, 33 miles per hour wind gusts at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It is just going to get windier as that cold front approaches us. Gusts can reach up to 50, even 60 miles per hour in hilltops. That could cause scattered power outages, so keep that in mind and be prepared for that today. So even after the snow ends tonight, it's going to get very cold. We have overnight lows tonight falling in the single digits. That allows for wind chill values to be way below zero because we are still going to be windy. So tonight, this is 10 p.m., 20 below zero on Leonta, 13 below zero in Herkimer. Even overnight, we still will remain between 10 and 20 degrees below zero in terms of wind chill. Even heading into Christmas Eve in the morning, this is noon, still 20 below zero, Cooperstown and Oneonta, and 10 below zero in Herkimer. So for today, expected to continue to rain up until around 11 a.m. On our skycast, we see that is when the flash freeze looks to start to occur and snow towards our west. All of us are going to be seeing snow as we see rapidly here from the 40s to the 20s within an hour, and then we will really drop into the teen single digits overnight. We look to dry out overnight for most of us with lake effect snow continuing into Christmas Eve and Christmas for the north. So on Christmas Eve, it's going to be very cold. High temperatures just in the lower teens with lake effect snow continuing up north. Very windy still on Christmas Eve as well. Then heading into Christmas, it will warm up a little bit more. We still will be seeing mostly cloudy skies with highs in the low 20s. So for today, expect rain this morning, then that flash freeze that brings in icy conditions and snow. Temperatures drop rapidly from the 40s to the teens, very, very windy, and we drop into the single digits overnight, and that snow looks to clear out for most of us. Tomorrow, we will be seeing snow up north. It's going to remain windy and cold, highs just in the teens, still sub-zero wind chill values, and we warm up a little bit more for Christmas Day. We'll be right back.
Murray Gary has the day off. That Arctic blast we've been telling you about all week has arrived, and things are about to take a turn in the weather department. Let's head right over to meteorologist Hannah Evans, get a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And on the ride in, there was ponding on the roadways because it was raining. Getting warmer, then it's going to get colder. You go ahead, it's a mess out there.
So we are seeing rain this morning. It's very windy all throughout today, and that flash freeze will occur this afternoon. And once that occurs, the rain on the roads will become icy, and then we're going to be seeing some snow after that. So it's going to be kind of a busy day here, and I would say a very hazardous afternoon to travel.
Absolutely. So if you don't need to be on the roads, don't.
Yes. Right? So today we issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for that. There is heavy rain outside. ponding on the roadways, possibly seeing some flooding issues, but we are seeing very, very gusty winds today. They will increase actually as the flash freeze starts to occur. We could be seeing a few scattered power outages. The flash freeze looks to come in the afternoon, I would say between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that will ice all of that rain over, and we will be seeing some snow. So here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Our heavy rain at this point is in the eastern portion of our viewing area, and we are seeing a few breaks in the western portion. But I am going to zoom out to show you where the flash freeze will be. It will be right here. As you can see, rain quickly turns over to snow, and temperatures drop from the 40s down to the 20s within a matter of an hour. So all that rain is going to ice over. So today, heavy rain this morning. We will see the flash freeze in the afternoon and very, very windy conditions. This impacts power outages, very hazardous travel conditions because the roads are going to turn icy and flooding is possible this morning. Even after the snow ends tonight, it's going to get very, very cold with wind chill values all below zero, and that will continue into Christmas Eve because it is going to be windy and highs are just in the teens tomorrow. So for today, expect the flash freeze to happen this afternoon. Then we turn to snow. Our temperatures drop pretty rapidly. We will remain very windy. I will be talking a little bit more about this coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. National Grid crews are dealing with power outages. Right now, about 800 customers in Oneida County. That's out of more than 100,000 National Grid customers here. Power is expected to be restored for those folks about noon today. Meanwhile, in Herkimer County, a few less, just over 100 customers waking up in the dark there. Restoration is expected about noon as well for those folks. And National Grid reporting all the lights on in Otsego County for National Grid customers. Now, a full listing of all the power outages from around the area, including those that are NYSEG customers, is on our website at WKTV.com. Power outages are expected today into tomorrow from high winds and heavy snow and ice buildup through the holiday weekend, as Hannah was mentioning. So National Grid has 2,800 crews on standby to try to stay ahead of the storm. Now, as soon as it's safe for crews to get out on the roads, they'll get to work. Reps with National Grid say you want to prepare now because of the timing of this storm.
If you need batteries, if you need bottled water because maybe you have a well and you have a pump, this is the time to make sure that you have bottled water available, that you have enough batteries to power those flashlights. This storm is complicated by the holiday. There's not going to be an opportunity to just run out to the grocery store or somewhere else to go pick up batteries because those stores are all going to be closed due to Christmas.
Now, if you have an outage, you can call National Grid or report it online. The information is right there on your screen. It is also on our website, WKTV.com, along with the information you need for getting a hold of NYSEG if you're a NYSEG customer, and as well as a list of power outages, along with those estimated restoration times. Meantime, this storm is plunging temperatures, dumping snow, and snarling air traffic across the country. The National Weather Service is calling this a, quote, life-threatening situation, as more than 110 million Americans are under winter alerts coast to coast for snow and icy conditions. Reporter Amanda Sansoni has the latest on the storm and what it means for holiday travelers.
Dreams of a white Christmas turning into a nightmare
It's already stressful enough.
for travelers trying to get home for the holidays.
Can't rent a car to go back to Bozeman. There's no flights back to Bozeman. No other flights to Nashville until I think like Christmas Eve.
Thousands of flights canceled or delayed Thursday, and already more than 2,000 canceled for Friday, according to FlightAware, as a once-in-a-generation winter weather event descends on the U.S.
It's tough, but hey, got a chance to see my family.
Across the plains, dangerous whiteout conditions on the roads.
Visibilities are rapidly dropping, so people who are stranded on the roadways, it's a life-threatening situation.
While a developing bomb cyclone is set to unleash heavy snow and blizzard conditions, especially in the Midwest and around the Great Lakes.
If you have to be on the road, if you have to drive, make sure you have a full tank of gas, you have water.
But it's not just the snow wreaking holiday havoc. A blast of Arctic air plunging temperatures to dangerous levels in much of the country. Nearly half the U.S. population under wind chill alerts from the Canadian border to the Mexican border. President Joe Biden urging Americans to use caution during a White House weather briefing Thursday.
It's not like a snow day, when you're a kid. This is serious stuff.
Governors from New York to Texas readying for the wicked winter weather, and in Wisconsin, an energy emergency declared as people crank up the heat to battle the bitter cold. Millions of Americans likely to experience the coldest Christmas in a generation. I'm Amanda Sansoni reporting.
Folks rushing to the grocery store to get their last-minute.
Welcome back. It is going to get very, very windy today. Wind gusts up to 50, even 60 miles per hour. So it is going to be damaging at this time. It remains windy through Christmas Eve tomorrow and breezy through Christmas Day before we see calmer winds next week. But with the wind gusts today, scattered power outages are possible for all of us. So make sure you are prepared for that because it is going to get very windy. That could cause trees to fall down and power lines to fall down as well. We are going to dry out a little bit for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day for the Mohawk Valley and South. Still very cold tomorrow, highs just in the teens. A little bit warmer on Christmas Day with highs near 20. For the North Country, maybe seeing a little bit of lake effect snow lingering for both tomorrow and Sunday. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. It's down to the legislature.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to very hazardous travel conditions and very gusty winds. We could be seeing a few scattered power outages. Let's take a look now at the CAVI tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Pretty dark outside. We are seeing rain at this point, and it is shaking. Very, very gusty winds is occurring this morning, and it is just going to get a little bit windier this afternoon. So if you are commuting anywhere this morning, I would just be very careful for ponding on the roadways along with that wind. Before the evening, that is after the flash freeze. Conditions are going to be very hazardous until tonight as we see all that flash freeze made that all that rain ice over, and then we see some snow on top of it. We are starting out very mild this morning according to our sky watchers. We have 37 degrees in Inlet and New Hartford, 40 degrees in Westdale, and looking to the south we have 40 degrees in Hartwick and in Evanston. After the flash freeze, temperatures are looking to rapidly drop into the teens and in the single digits tonight. So right now on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the heavier rain is in the eastern portion of our viewing area. It is starting to move out. We will continue to see a few scattered showers this morning until the flash freeze. So here is what it is looking like right now. It is approaching Buffalo at this point, this cold front. This will move towards us, and the flash freeze looks to occur for us this afternoon. That will ice over all the rain that we did see last night and this morning, and then we see some snow on top of that. So for us, it looks to be between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for most of us for this flash freeze. A little bit earlier to our western portion because it is coming from the west, and a little bit later for our eastern portion. That will ice everything over, and then we are going to be seeing snowfall behind it. It is looking like a trace to 3 inches for the Mohawk Valley and South, 3 to 7 for up north, and a little bit more for that Tug Hill area because even after the snow ends tonight, lake effect looks to stay up there through most of the day tomorrow. We also are going to be very windy. Right now we are measuring 25 miles per hour wind gusts at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. Today, wind gusts are expected to reach even up to 50 miles per hour. That is definitely enough to cause scattered power outages. Once the snow ends tonight, we will look to dry out, but we get very, very cold. Overnight lows tonight in the teens and even into tomorrow, or overnight lows tonight in the single digits, I should say, and even tomorrow in the single digits as well. So wind chill values are going to be all below zero, around 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So overnight, look at here, Cooperstown, Oneonta 20 below zero, Utica 9 below zero, and as we head into Christmas Eve during the day, this is noon on Christmas Eve, still very, very cold, which can be dangerous if you are outside for longer periods of time. On our Skycast, we will be seeing rain up until around 11 noon. That is when we see our flash freeze occurring. Temperatures drop rapidly into the 20s within that hour, and then we drop into the teens and single digits for tonight. The snow looks to clear out tonight, but as you can see, lake effect is continuing for Christmas Eve tomorrow. Very, very cold on Christmas Eve, windy. High temperatures are just going to be in the teens. Heading into Christmas Day, that lake effect continues up in Watertown. Most of us are going to be dry on Christmas Day. Still seeing mostly cloudy skies, a little bit warmer though with temperatures in the low 20s. For today, heavy rain to start, flash freeze occurs this afternoon, then snow on top of it. In the 40s this morning, we will be in the teens by dinner, very, very windy, and single digits overnight as that snow comes to an end with wind chill values all below zero. We dry out tomorrow. Lake effect snow looks to stay up north, but we remain windy and cold. That allows for sub-zero wind chills to continue tomorrow, and we warm up a little bit more on Christmas Day, Steve.
All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. Well, Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on. I'm Steve McMurray on the desk today, in for Gary. A lot to get to ahead in this edition of News Channel 2 at Sunrise. But first, want to get a check of that forecast, and Hannah is here to help you better plan your day. And like we were coming in, it was raining hard, some ponding on the roadways. It's really windy right now, and then it's all going to freeze. Crazy stuff. Crazy.
Yes, a lot of stuff is happening today. We are seeing heavy rain right now with wind. It's going to get windier, and then we have a flash freeze occurring this afternoon with snow on top of that. So it is going to be very messy to travel this afternoon.
Right. So if you don't have to go out today, at least especially from 11 to 1, we were saying, just stay off the roads, and even probably a little bit later in the afternoon as well.
Yes, I would wait until the crews get out and treat the roads.
Absolutely.
So we have issued a storm tracker 2 alert day for today. We are seeing heavy rain this morning with ponding on the roadways, possibly some flooding issues. It also is very windy, but the wind is going to get even stronger as that flash freeze occurs. That could cause a few scattered power outages, and that flash freeze will occur in the afternoon, icing everything over with some snow on the back end. So right now on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the heavier rain is remaining to the eastern portion of our viewing area with just a few scattered showers to our western portion. It is looking to start to clear out, but here is that flash freeze. It's going to be occurring towards Buffalo within an hour or two here. We are seeing, as you can see, the rain quickly changes over to snow. So everything will freeze over from that rain. Temperatures look to drop from the 40s to the 20s. So we see heavy rain today with that flash freeze in the afternoon and damaging winds. So the impacts of this can be very hazardous travel, a few power outages. Flooding is possible this morning, but then that flooding or the heavy rain is going to turn very icy. We do look to dry out tonight, but it remains a very, very cold overnight into Christmas Eve. Very windy as well with sub-zero wind chill values. So for today, expect rain this morning, then the flash freeze turning icy. Temperatures will drop rapidly. We will be seeing snow for the rest of the afternoon and evening. They will talk a little bit more about this coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thank you. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Overnight, the January 6th committee released its...
Welcome back. We are starting out pretty mild this morning, measuring 40 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome, but it is very windy, measuring 17 miles per hour wind speeds. Gusts today are expected to reach up to 50 miles per hour when that cold front looks to move through in the afternoon, bringing in that flash freeze. So we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for today due to heavy rain this morning, ponding on the roadways, and possibly some flooding issues. It's already windy this morning to start, but those gusty winds are going to pick up this afternoon, so that could cause a few scattered power outages, and then that flash freeze occurs. Everything turns icy from the rain this morning, and we do see some snow on the back end. So if you are traveling or commuting, this morning should be okay. Just some ponding on the roadways, very windy, but the afternoon is going to be very, very dangerous. That's when our flash freeze occurs. Everything ices over. Tonight we will be seeing icy conditions and some snowfall, and we will start to dry out tomorrow, but it is going to remain windy tomorrow. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Well, with the tinsel and trimmings and wrappings and feasts, there's
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to icy conditions later this afternoon, along with very windy conditions. Let's take a look now at the CAV tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Pretty dark outside still, and as you can see, it is shaking. We are seeing very gusty winds this morning, and those winds are only expected to increase as that flash freeze occurs. So this morning, Nala may be having a little bit of trouble seeing her neighbor because we are seeing some rain at this point, very windy as well. Today, she's saying hi to Lucy Lou, who looks very ready for Christmas. If you are traveling this morning, just be careful for ponding on the roadways, and in the afternoon, early evening, I would definitely recommend maybe not traveling because we are going to be seeing that flash freeze. That will ice over everything from that rain with some snow on top of it. According to our sky watchers, pretty mild to start, 36 in Old Forge and 40 degrees in Westdale and Verona Beach. Looking to the south, we have 39 degrees in Cooperstown and in Lawrence this morning. Temperatures are going to drop pretty rapidly once that flash freeze occurs into the single digits by tonight. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, at this point the heavier rain is kind of clearing out into the east. Still seeing some heavy rain in northern Herkimer County and a few scattered showers for the rest of us. We will continue to see scattered showers until that flash freeze occurs. So right now it is looking to move into Buffalo at this point. We are seeing this cold front. Once that approaches us, everything will freeze over from the rain, and we are going to be seeing snow pretty quickly on the back end of that. So the flash freeze looks to reach most of us by around 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our eastern portion, or a little bit later, 1 to 3 p.m., and for the western portion a little bit earlier as it is coming in from the west. So that will ice everything over. We are also going to be seeing some snowfall after the flash freeze. Trace to 3 inches can be expected for the Mohawk Valley and south. A little bit more up north, 3 to 7, and Tug Hill region seeing a little bit more as it does pick up as lake effect snow for most of the day tomorrow on Christmas Eve. We are also going to be seeing very windy conditions, measuring 25 miles per hour wind gusts right now at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. Today, we're expected to reach wind gusts even up to 50 miles per hour, especially in areas of hilltops. So that could cause a few scattered power outages. Just keep that in mind throughout today. After the snow ends and after the flash freeze moves through, we are going to be getting very cold tonight. We will be seeing overnight lows in the single digits. That allows for wind chill values all below zero because we are still going to be very windy. We are looking at 10 to 20 degrees below zero overnight tonight into Christmas Eve morning. This is Christmas Eve morning. 20 below zero Cooperstown, Oneonta, 13 below zero Herkimer. Even at noon, 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve, still very chilly, feeling like 5 below zero in Utica. So for this morning, expect the rain to continue as scattered showers. Temperatures reach the mid-40s. Then here's that flash freeze. Looks to occur between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will be seeing snow on the back end. It gets very windy at this time as well. And within an hour or two, temperatures are already dropping into the 20s. Temperatures will continue to drop into the teens and single digits by tonight. Most of the snow does clear out overnight, but lake effect continues for up north. So Christmas Eve is going to be very, very cold and windy. We will continue to see cloudy skies. Temperatures on Christmas Eve only seeing highs in the teens and that lake effect snow continuing up north. For Christmas Day, most of us do dry out. We will get a little bit warmer, still breezy, and that lake effect snow continues, especially for the Watertown area up north. It is going to get a little bit warmer, though, with highs reaching the low 20s on Christmas Day. So for today, expect rain this morning. Ponding on the roadways could be a problem. We see that flash freeze this afternoon. Then everything ices over, it changes over to snow, and it gets very windy. Temperatures plummet, as you can see here, 40s down to the teens by dinner. And tonight we will reach the single digits. Wind chill is going to be a problem overnight with sub-zero wind chill values. We remain cold tomorrow and windy, highs just in the teens with sub-zero wind chill values, and we warm up just a little bit more on Christmas Day.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off. That Arctic blast we've been telling you about all week has arrived. Things are about to take a turn in the weather department. Let's head right over to meteorologist Hannah Evans with a check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Hannah, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. We are seeing rain to start, then we will see a flash freeze. That will kind of ice everything over, and it is going to remain very, very windy today.
All right, yeah, mixed bag of everything, and not the bag of goodies that we were hoping for in Christmas.
Yeah, no. So if you are traveling this afternoon, I would avoid it until later on.
A good idea.
So today we issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. We are seeing some rain this morning, ponding on the roadways, and it also is windy to start, but the wind is really going to pick up once this flash freeze occurs with wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. That could cause scattered power outages. The flash freeze occurs this afternoon. That ices over the remnants on the roadway from the rain, and then we will be seeing snow after that. So here's our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Most of the heavy rain has moved out of our area. We are just seeing a few scattered showers at this point, and here is the flash freeze. As you can see, it turns from rain quickly over to snow, and that will ice over our roads, so it is going to be very hazardous to travel. It's happening right now towards Buffalo. So today we are seeing heavy rain this morning, then the flash freeze in the afternoon, followed by snow with damaging winds all day. This is going to cause very hazardous travel. A few power outages are possible, flooding is possible, and things are going to turn very, very icy. Even as we draw out tonight, we get very cold and still remain windy, and it will remain very cold and windy for Christmas Eve tomorrow with sub-zero wind chill values. So for today, expect rain to start. Then we will be seeing that flash freeze followed by snow. Temperatures drop from the 40s this morning to the teens and then the single digits tonight. I will be talking a little bit more about this coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. National Grid crews are dealing with power outages right now. just about 800 customers without power in Oneida County. That's out of the more than 100,000 National Grid customers here. Power is expected to be restored around noon today. In Herkimer County, a few less, just over 100 customers waking up in the dark there. Restoration expected at noon there as well. National Grid was reporting no outages in Otsego County for their service area. We have a full listing of all the power outages from around the area, including those in the NYSEG service area. That's at WKTV.com. And power outages are expected today into tomorrow from the high winds and ice buildup that Hannah was mentioning. So National Grid has 2,800 crews on standby to try to stay ahead of the storm. Crews are in central and upstate New York, and as soon as it's safe for crews to get out on the roads, they'll get to work. Reps with National Grid say you want to prepare now because of the timing of this storm.
If you need batteries, if you need bottled water because maybe you have a well and you have a pump, this is the time to make sure that you have bottled water available. You have enough batteries to power those flashlights. This storm is complicated by the holiday. There's not going to be an opportunity to just run out to the grocery store or somewhere else to go pick up batteries because those stores are all going to be closed due to Christmas.
Now, if you have an outage, you can call National Grid or report it online. That information is right there on your screen. It's also on WKTV.com, along with information for getting a hold of NYSEG, as well as a list of power outages, along with those estimated restoration times. Well, meantime, the storm is plunging temperatures, dumping snow, and snarling air traffic across the country. The National Weather Service is calling this a, quote, life-threatening situation as more than 110 million Americans are under winter alerts coast to coast for snow and icy conditions. Reporter Amanda Sansoni has the latest on the storm and what it means for holiday travelers.
Dreams of a white Christmas turning into a nightmare
It's already stressful enough.
for travelers trying to get home for the holidays.
Can't rent a car to go back to Bozeman. There's no flights back to Bozeman. No other flights to Nashville until I think like Christmas Eve.
Thousands of flights canceled or delayed Thursday, and already more than 2,000 canceled for Friday, according to FlightAware, as a once-in-a-generation winter weather event descends on the U.S.
It's tough, but hey, got a chance to see my family.
Across the plains, dangerous whiteout conditions on the roads.
Visibilities are rapidly dropping, so people who are stranded on the roadways, it's a life-threatening situation.
While a developing bomb cyclone is set to unleash heavy snow and blizzard conditions, especially in the Midwest and around the Great Lakes.
If you have to be on the road, if you have to drive, make sure you have a full tank of gas, you have water.
But it's not just the snow wreaking holiday havoc. A blast of Arctic air plunging temperatures to dangerous levels in much of the country. Nearly half the U.S. population under wind chill alerts from the Canadian border to the Mexican border. President Joe Biden urging Americans to use caution during a White House weather briefing Thursday.
It's not like a snow day, when you're a kid. This is serious stuff.
Governors from New York to Texas readying for the wicked winter weather, and in Wisconsin, an energy emergency declared as people crank up the heat to battle the bitter cold. Millions of Americans likely to experience the coldest Christmas in a generation. I'm Amanda Sansoni reporting.
Well, folks are rushing to the grocery store to get their
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to icy conditions this afternoon and very hazardous travel on most of the roadways. Also, very windy conditions could cause a few scattered power outages. Let's take a look now at the CAV tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Cloudy skies, and as you can see, our camera shaking a little bit. It is windy to start, but the wind is only going to pick up today. We are also starting out pretty mild. According to our sky watchers, we have 40 degrees in Westdale and Verona Beach, 39 degrees in Clinton, and looking to the south, we have 39 degrees in Cooperstown and in Lawrence. Our temperature is rapidly going to drop after the flash freeze moves through. So at this point, we are seeing a few scattered showers. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heavy rain has already moved through. We will continue to see scattered showers up until this cold front from the west approaches us. Right now, we can see it's just starting to approach Buffalo. Once this reaches us, it is going to ice over all the roads from that rain, and then we will will be seeing some snow on the back end, so it is going to be very, very hazardous to travel in this afternoon. And the timing of the flash freeze looks to be, for most of us, between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. A little bit later for our eastern portion and a little bit earlier for our western portion, since it is coming from the west. So that will ice everything over. The roads are going to turn very icy and hazardous. And even after the flash freeze occurs, we are going to be seeing snowfall. A trace to 3 can be expected for the Mohawk Valley and south. A little bit more up north, 3 to 7 inches, with a little bit more in the Tug Hill region, because they are going to be seeing the snow pick up as lake effect through most of Christmas Eve for tomorrow. It also is going to be very, very windy. Earlier, we were measuring 30 miles per hour wind gusts at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It's only going to get windier as that cold front approaches. Wind gusts could reach up to 50 miles per hour. That could definitely cause a few scattered power outages. Even after the flash freeze occurs, our temperatures are going to drop into the teens by dinner and in the single digits overnight. Wind chill values are all going to be below zero because it's still going to be very, very windy tonight into tomorrow. So tonight, expect wind chill values to be between 10 to 20 degrees below zero. Even heading into Christmas Eve during the day, this is noon, it's still all below zero, feeling like 5 below zero in Utica and 7 below zero in Herkimer. So for today, expect scattered showers. Temperatures in the 40s at this point, so the flash freeze looks to start to move in around 11 a.m., getting very windy at this point, and temperatures will drop right after that flash freeze. We see in the 20s. Everything is expected to ice over, and we are going to be seeing snowfall on the back end. Temperatures reaching the teens by dinner and in the single digits overnight, with wind chill values all below zero, around 10 to 20 below zero. We will see the snow end and then pick up as lake effect for the north. So for Christmas Eve during the day, it will remain very, very cold. Highs just in the teens, all of our wind chill values below zero because it's still going to be very windy. Heading into Christmas Day, we will warm up just a little bit. We will start out pretty chilly in the single digits in the morning. That lake effect snow will continue in the Watertown area for Christmas Day, and we are going to be seeing high temperatures in the low 20s with cloudy skies. For today, though, rain to start. It's pretty windy, but it gets windier. Flash freeze occurs this afternoon, and our temperature drops from the 40s to the teens by dinner, with some snow coming in after the flash freeze. The snow continues tonight. We drop into single digits with wind chill values around 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So tomorrow, it's still going to be cold and windy. For Christmas Eve, highs will just be in the teens. Wind chill values will all remain below zero. And we are going to warm up a little bit more on Christmas. We are going to be seeing some snow up to the north, but most of us will be dry on Christmas with high temperatures reaching the low 20s.
So much for joining us. I'm Katrina Smith. Gary has the day off. Meteorologist Hannah Evans is busy in the Weather Center. A big forecast for today, tonight, and for Christmas Eve morning. You want to pay close attention. Hannah.
We are tracking at this point the flash freeze moving through, and we are going to be seeing very icy and windy conditions outside. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Our eastern portion still seeing some rain, but here is the flash freeze line. It is starting to move through at that point. That darker blue color is heavier bands of snow. So it is going to ice over the roads from the rain, and then we are going to be seeing some snow. So definitely avoid driving at this point. Maybe give it a couple hours into the afternoon. I would say around 4 or 5. It should be a little bit better as the crews get out and treat it. And as of right now, still in the 40s, but look to our west. Very cool out there. 16 degrees in Buffalo after the cold front moved through. State College 10 degrees. So as you can see, the line from the cold front, our temperature will rapidly drop and things are looking to freeze over. So right now, our western portion is starting to see that cold front move through. Things are going to freeze over pretty quickly here, and then we start seeing some snow. It's going to be very, very slippery for the rest of the afternoon. I would say driving should improve around 4 or 5 p.m. So for the rest of the day, expect it to turn icy, get very, very windy, and start snowing. Temperatures are going to drop rapidly into the single digits by tonight. I will be talking a little bit more about this and the conditions on the roads coming up. Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. The Madison County Sheriff has issued a travel advisory until 3 o'clock this afternoon due to the flash freezing you just heard Hannah talking about and potentially icy road conditions. They say especially the secondary roads. The sheriff says if you don't have to go anywhere, stay home. The advisory doesn't restrict travel but urges you to stay off the roads. And this will be updated as needed. Now over to Oneida County. All county offices, including Oneida County courts, are closed for the rest of the day. Now let's take a look at power outages. National Grid crews dealing with outages. Right now, there are 800 customers without power in Oneida County. It's 766. Herkimer County, 41. And Otsego County, just one power outage. Power is expected to be restored later on throughout the day. Herkimer County, again, with just 41. Otsego County with 1. And you can head to our website, WKTV.com, for updates on all of this. Those power outages expected today into tomorrow from high winds and heavy snow and ice buildup through the holiday weekend. National Grid has 2,800 crews on standby, crews in central and upstate New York. As soon as it's safe for them to get out on the roads, they will be working, and reps with National Grid say they want you to prepare now because of the timing of this storm.
So prepare now. Charge your cell phones. Make sure that you are ready to go, so that way if power is interrupted at your home, that you are able to get by, able to be comfortable. The other thing is when if you do experience an outage, let us know. 1-800-867-5222.
And you can also head to our website, WKTV.com, for those links to report the outages as well. State police arrested a 51-year-old West Edmonton.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to a flash freeze, causing very icy conditions and very gusty winds, which could cause scattered power outages. Let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. Still wet with rain down south. We are seeing very windy conditions starting to pick up, though. We can see that flag blowing. Wind gusts even possibly reaching up to 60 miles per hour. And as we take a look now at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we are starting to see that flash freeze move through. It is kind of moving through the Rome area at this point. Still some rain to the eastern portion of our viewing area and some snow forming in the Adirondacks. We will continue to see the flash freeze move through within the next hour, which is going to cause very icy conditions on the roadway. So I would definitely stay off the roads at this point. As you can see here, it's moving in from the west, and behind it, we are going to be seeing a heavy band of snow falling, gusty winds, which could cause low visibility. Conditions do look to improve later in the day, though, as the roads get treated and the snow turns not as heavy. So wind gusts at this point being measured 44 miles per hour at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. That is very windy of itself. If you do look to the west already, where the cold front did move through, they are up to mid-50s, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. That is definitely possible to bring in scattered power outages for the rest of today, as it does remain very windy. So after the flash freeze, once again, looks to move through within the next hour or so, we are going to be seeing some snow on the back end. It is looking like a trace to 3 for the Mohawk Valley and south, a little bit more up north as they see a little bit of lake effect, and same thing for the Tug Hill area, a little bit more as lake effect does pick up for the rest of the day down there, even after the snow clears out. After this cold front moves through, our temperature is going to rapidly drop. That is what causes the freezing. And tonight, our temperature is going to fall into the single digits. So this is almost 9 p.m. We are already looking at wind chill values between 5 and 15 degrees below zero. Overnight, this is 2, 3 a.m. Saturday morning, 15 to 20 degrees below zero, especially south. It's going to be very windy still, very, very cold. And as we head into Christmas Eve in the morning, 10 a.m. is still around 10 to 20 below zero. And even later in the day, still around 5 to 10 below zero. So Christmas Eve tomorrow is going to be very, very cold, with highs just in the teens and those sub-zero wind chills. So for the rest of the afternoon, expected to turn icy within the next hour or two on the roads. And we are going to be seeing some snow on the back end, and temperatures are going to rapidly drop into the 20s. Road conditions should improve later, I would say 4 or 5 p.m. as the crews get out and treat them and the snow turns not as heavy, but visibility is still going to be an issue as it is snowing, because it is going to remain very windy. And once again, it gets very cold overnight, temperatures falling into the single digits with sub-zero wind chill values. Lake effect continues for up north throughout the day tomorrow. We do look to remain mostly dry in the Mohawk Valley and south, but very cold and windy with highs just in the teens and cloudy skies. And on Christmas Day, that lake effect snow will continue up in the north, but we are going to still see dry conditions, cloudy skies for the rest of us. It's going to be a little bit warmer and not as windy, with highs in the low 20s. 20s on Christmas Day. So for the rest of today, expect that flash freeze to start, then we will be seeing snow behind it. Very, very windy for the rest of the day, and we are actually going to be seeing some snow overnight before it comes to an end, a low in the single digits with wind chill values below 0. So we will dry out tomorrow for most of us. Lake effect continues up north, but it is going to be very cold and windy with sub-zero wind chills continuing all day. It is going to warm up a little bit more on Christmas. Katrina.
Thank you so much. A massive dome of Arctic air, as we've been hearing about, is expected to cover 2/3 of the country through Christmas, from the northern plains to the Gulf Coast. NBC's Morgan Chesky is in Dallas, where they're seeing record-breaking cold.
This morning, a deep Arctic freeze crippling much of the country. The swirling, powerful storm causing dangerously cold temperatures from the northern plains down to the south.
It's cold, but when it's -20, it's just another level.
A news anchor in Montana with a frigid show and tell, dousing clothes in water that just minutes later were frozen solid, letting him turn a shirt into a frozen airplane. In Chicago and Kansas City, conditions felt like 30 below 0 with a dangerous wind chill. In Bismarck, North Dakota, a bone-crunching 55 below. Perhaps the biggest shock hitting the usually mild south, with rare hard freeze warnings triggered along the Gulf Coast.
I don't want to lose one person due to this cold, but folks, if we don't take it seriously, we will lose loved ones.
In Dallas, sub-freezing temps at DFW Airport today could hit 30-year lows. Escalating fears the cold could cripple the state's power grid, just like last winter. That freeze leading to at least 250 deaths. The governor reassuring residents.
The grid is going to be able to perform with ease.
Fort Worth officials now opening extra shelter space to protect anyone unhoused. What forecasters are calling a once-in-a-generation winter storm is bringing record snowfall, wind gusts, and power outages to much of the country. As families huddle together for their holiday celebrations, officials are recommending important steps to protect your home and everyone inside from the cold. You can protect pipes from freezing by adding insulation and checking for leaks. Seal window drafts and keep curtains closed to prevent heat from escaping. Covering floors and doorways will also keep your home warmer. And clean out gutters to prevent any ice buildup. A few tips for this holiday weekend turned polar plunge.
Coming up with that polar plunge, the cold. Welcome back and thank you for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 at noon. I'm Katrina Smith. Gary started his vacation early. Smart move there, right? Meteorologist Hannah Evans has a very busy forecast. She's tracking those temperatures dropping right now. Hannah.
We are tracking the flash freeze moving through. It is moving west to east at this point. I would advise staying off the roads until the next couple of hours. So taking a look now at our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This pink line here is the flash freeze. That is when things will start to ice over and those temperatures will drop. We do see heavy snow behind it, but then the snow will start to lighten up. And as the crews get out and work on it, it is just going to be getting a little bit better. So I would say early afternoon right now, it is going to be very, very hazardous when driving. Temperatures are dropping. At this point, we were just at 40 degrees like 20 minutes ago. Now we're at 30 degrees at the Griffith Park airports in Rome. We will continue to drop into the teens, even looking towards Buffalo. They are already at 15 degrees. So temperatures will continue to drop over the next couple of hours. And we are seeing the flash freeze at this point. It's very, very slippery. And once again, we do see some snow on the back end of this. I would definitely advise being very careful or even just staying off the roadways altogether until around 4 or 5 p.m. So for the rest of the day, we will be seeing our flash freeze, which will ice everything over. Then we see snow. It remains very, very windy, gusts reaching up to 50 miles per hour. I will be talking a little bit more about this coming up, Katrina.
And as Hannah said, those temperatures are dropping quickly, and that means road conditions are quickly deteriorating this afternoon. In Oneida County, this just in, Oneida County has issued a travel advisory effective immediately due to inclement weather, of course, from Winter Storm Elliott. Avoid unnecessary travel on the roads. This will remain potentially hazardous. They will issue a new travel advisory once the conditions improve. And also, Oneida County offices are all closed, and that includes court for the day. In Madison County, the sheriff has issued a travel advisory until 3 o'clock this afternoon, again due to flash freezing and potentially icy roads. especially the secondary roads. They say if you don't have to go anywhere, stay home at least for the next several hours. This advisory does not restrict travel in Madison County, but just urges drivers to stay off the road, and these will be updated as needed. You can also check the scroll at the bottom of our screen for any closures. Meantime, overseas, a shooting targeting a...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. At this point, we are tracking the flash freeze in our area, and roads are going to turn very icy, and it is going to get very windy. Let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. Still just wet in Cooperstown, but the wind is really starting to pick up, and all of us are going to be seeing the flash freeze within the next 30 minutes to an hour. It has already started to snow and sleet in most of our area, so Nala is having a little bit trouble seeing her neighbor today, Lucy Lou, very ready and in spirit for Christmas, but it is really, really icy outside. We are seeing that flash freeze, very windy conditions. I wouldn't drive at all within these next couple of hours. Road conditions are going to improve a little bit around 4 or 5 p.m. as the crews get out and, treat the roads, but still it's going to be pretty icy, and we are still going to be seeing snow at that point with very, very gusty winds, which could cause visibility issues with that snow. So here's the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Most of the rain has moved out. This is the flash freeze, this darker blue color. That is bringing in some heavier snow and sleet at this point. And then once that moves through, we will be seeing lighter bands of snow, so it should get a little bit better, but the wind is really, really going to pick up. So as we can see here, flash freeze moving through our area at this point, that dark blue with the heavy snow. It looks to move through within the next hour or two, and the snow will lighten up, but it is going to get very windy. So right now we were just measuring 36 miles per hour wind gusts, which is still a lot, but if you look to our west, Rochester 55 miles per hour wind gusts, and Buffalo 67 miles per hour wind gusts. So scattered power outages are going to be possible as the wind really picks up. We are also going to be seeing snowfall on the back end of this flash freeze. We are going to be seeing a trace of 3 for the Mohawk Valley and south, a little bit more up north, 3 to 7, and then a little bit more in the Tug Hill, Lewis County area as they do see lake effect snow pick up. Even after this whole event is over, it's going to be getting very cold tonight. Low temperatures in the single digits. Wind chill values all below 0. So this is 9 p.m. We are ranging from 5 to 15 below 0. And overnight, this is 2 a.m., 15 to 20 below 0 wind chill values. And same thing going into Christmas Eve morning. This is even 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, still all below 0, and it will remain below 0 throughout the day on Christmas Eve. So for the rest of today, expect it to turn very icy. It's going to turn very windy as well, causing hazardous road conditions. We will be seeing snow for the rest of the day, which could cause visibility issues as it does blow around. Temperatures are going to continue to drop very, very quickly. We will reach the teens by dinner and the single digits tonight. We do look to dry out tonight from the snow, but lake effect picks up for the north, especially into tomorrow and Sunday. But most of us are going to be dry. It's just going to be very, very cold and windy tomorrow for Christmas Eve. And we warm up a little bit more on Christmas Day, but high temperatures are still going to be in the low 20s with cloudy skies. So for the rest of today, we will see that flash freeze that turns things very icy, and then snow picks up. It's also going to be getting very windy tonight. Overnight lows fall in the single digits, and that snow looks to come to an end. So for tomorrow, we will be seeing lake effect continuing up north, but it is going to remain very cold and windy with sub-zero wind chill values. Christmas warms up a little bit more, but that snow continues up in the north. Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Just want to remind you of a travel advisory in Oneida County and Madison County. And News Channel 2's Ben Kinney was heading into New Hartford on the arterial and shot this video. You can see the weather conditions and the road conditions rapidly deteriorating. So you just really want to stay off the roads again in Oneida, Madison, and Lewis counties right now. If you haven't finished your holiday shopping, well, we are just
in Copeland. Jason's off tonight. The governor has called a statewide state of emergency as the storm moves through New York. Numerous accident reports being called in to 911 throughout the day, and at this hour, we are dealing with dangerous conditions, freezing temperatures, ice, and wind. Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking from the Weather Center when this powerful Arctic weather will wind down.
Yes, for right now, the biggest concern we're dealing with is those damaging winds along with the wind chills as those temperatures plummet. Current temperatures are down into the teens and single digits right now. It feels like temperatures actually below zero for some areas. So let's break down our timeline that was put out yesterday. So taking a look at our timeline right now, the flash freeze is still currently going on, temperatures plummeting. Along with that, the winds are not over with just yet, so we'll still experience some difficulty with travel as well as some possible power outages from that wind as well. It'll also be turning very icy, but another next attention turns to sub-zero wind chills tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Now, taking a live look at a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, that heavier gusty snow that moved through earlier on has wind down, but still we are tracking gusty winds could produce some difficulty when you're traveling. And along with that, we got a plethora of things to talk about in terms of advisories and warnings. First off, there's a winter weather advisory for northern Oneida County until noon tomorrow. This is mainly due to some snowfall arriving from tonight as well as tomorrow from that system. Along with that, we do have high wind advisories in effect at least until Herkimer County for the next hour or so. And along with that, wind chill advisories and warnings. The wind chills could reach 20 degrees below zero tonight for northern Herkimer County as well as most of Oneida County. And along with that, wind chill warnings reaching possibly 30 degrees below zero in Madison, Shenango, and Otsego counties tonight. This will continue at least until tomorrow morning. Current temperature 13 degrees, feels like -2 right now, and the Arctic front is still pushing through. Tonight cooling down into the single digits with snow coming to an end. We're tracking how much more to expect and when this wind will come to an end coming up. Back over to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. You have to see this video from Rome. Stuart Hutchinson posted it. The wind rips the metal roof off a home on 2nd Street. At first you see it, flapping on the edge, and then it totally peels back. Thank you, Stuart, for sharing this video. No word if anyone lives in this home or what the situation is. We're going to stay on the story. Actually, there's damage throughout the entire region. A huge tree fell on a house in Oriskany. Take a look at this picture that was sent in. This is Utica Street. The tree snapped several feet up and landed on the roof. No reports of anyone getting hurt because of it. The wind and ice has led to power outages. Here are the latest figures from National Grid and New York State Electric and Gas. Oneida County, 1,400 homes without power. Herkimer County, 39. And there's good news for Otsego County. Nobody is in the dark tonight. A reminder to never touch a downed power line and keep your generators outside. Now, the majority of the outages are in Trenton. About 500 homes without power. Taking a look at our traffic tracker, we're going to learn why. Zooming in here, Route 365 is closed in both directions between Mappa Avenue and Mapledale Road in Trenton because of several downed trees and wires. There is no unnecessary travel in a number of counties, including Oneida County, because of the weather. We encourage you to upload the News Channel 2 app so you can keep the weather right at your fingertips, get updates throughout the day, and of course, watch our broadcast here as meteorologist Eric Gage tracks. The bad weather didn't stop shoppers in New Hartford from making their last-minute shopping.
Good evening and welcome back. We continue to track windy conditions, frigid temperatures plummeting down into the single digits tonight. Along with that, some lingering snow showers moving throughout some parts of our area. Here's a live look outside. Our Cavity Tower camera overlooking the parking lot up here in Smith Hill. Still very windy out there this evening. And along with that, some tricky travel. Here's a live look at a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Now, more of that heavier snow that moved through later on has moved towards the north, still tracking some areas of quiet weather, but still the winds are pretty strong near the surface. Winds between 15 and 20 miles per hour. So tricky travel is still expected tonight. As well as that, those temperatures are going to be plummeting. Local temperatures right now already in the single digits wind chill wise, with temperatures in the teens. 11 in Big Moose, 14 degrees in West Berlin, at 12 in Whitesboro, 15 degrees in Dolgeville. Southern Valley, similar story, 15 in Cooperstown, 14 in Sherburne, and 10 degrees in Hamilton with 14 degrees as well in Norwich. And the story tonight, wind chills plummeting down into below zero temperatures. Taking a look at between 10 p.m. as well as 4 a.m. between 5 and 10 degrees below zero, with some areas along with the wind could even reach upwards of 20 degrees below zero. So a very chilly night in store for us tonight. This is all due to a very strong cold front bringing Arctic weather to our area. This is pushing through our area for tonight, and by tomorrow, still chilly temperatures, some pretty strong lake effect snow outside of our area out towards Buffalo as well as just north of the Adirondacks right now. This will continue for tomorrow. Still, we're tracking mostly cloudy skies, chilly temperatures, as well as mostly dry weather for Saturday. And Christmas Eve, heading into Christmas night, that snow moves out towards the north country. We're tracking some accumulation along with that too. So, on our Skycast for tonight, temperatures on the chilly side at 10 degrees Utica, cooling down into the single digits near below zero out near Cooperstown tonight as well. Still tracking that snow band due to lift just north of the Mohawk Valley. This will continue for most of the night as well, and particularly that strong lake effect just north of there as well. Winds continuing to push lake effect north of our area. By noon tomorrow, Christmas Eve is still looking chilly with snow in some parts of the North Country. We gradually dry out as we head into tomorrow night. Temperatures still chilly in the single digits, and then another chilly night in store for us as we head into early Christmas morning. As temperatures still on the cooler side, not as chilly as Christmas Eve, but still very chilly next stretch of days in terms of temperatures. So additional snowfall for tonight, possible 1 to 3 inches of accumulation south in the southern valleys as well as the Mohawk Valley. Just north of the Mohawk Valley due to lifting, could see between 3 to 7 inches, and areas in Boonville as well as Tug Hill could see in between 7 to 12 inches of snowfall. And keep in mind, this is additional snowfall, not was already has already fallen. So for tonight, a low 4 degrees, snow coming to an end for the most part, a high of 15 degrees tomorrow with chilly and windy conditions. Our 7-day forecast, Christmas weekend is looking very chilly. Saturday 15, Sunday looking at 23 degrees, and we do gradually warm up. It's not going to last very long. Mostly dry weather along with lake effect in the North Country Monday and Tuesday, and heading to Wednesday and Thursday, more mild temperatures as well as rain showers arriving. And coming up in the next half hour, I want to talk about wind chill and looking at how chilly we're going to be seeing across the area.
Since the last time we checked in with you, really, what, 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes? Power outages more than doubled at that point, so we're going to keep you updated on those numbers in the minutes ahead. In the meantime, on this final rush day before Christmas, more than 4,000 flights are canceled in the U.S., travel bans and blizzard conditions, and the massive winter storm leaving more than 1.5 million Americans without power. Mike Valerio has an update as this Arctic blast continues its push across the country.
From a fight with both fire and ice battling this intense blaze east and a ferocious Arctic freeze gripping much of the country.
I've been here 20 years and this is the worst I've ever felt.
More than half the U.S. population is under winter storm and wind chill alerts. The coldest Christmas in roughly 40 years predicted for parts of the plains and the Midwest. Dangerous driving from Minnesota.
Even in the areas that have been plowed really well, if you get above 40 miles an hour, you start sliding around.
To Kentucky.
We have just enough snow to where gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour can create blizzard-like conditions very quickly.
The misery from what looks like frigid tundra to tense terminals. More than 4,000 flights across the U.S. canceled Friday, with people like Natalia hoping to escape.
Where we came from in Washington and Spokane, it was negative 4 degrees. So we're going to 85 and it'll be nice.
On the East Coast, high surf in Narragansett, Rhode Island, and a travel ban for drivers in Buffalo, across Erie County, and into Niagara Falls. The storm system by Friday afternoon left more than 1.5 million Americans without power. And now, just 2 days before Christmas, both UPS and FedEx warn the once-in-a-generation winter storm may disrupt deliveries, with time to get those packages home for the holidays quickly running out. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
And a new report just in from the city of Utica, no unnecessary travel, although there was no unnecessary travel allowed in Oneida County at this point. Still ahead, I'm going to update you on the power outages, and we're going to talk about cyber attacks. We get a rare inside look at U.S. Cyber Command and the work that happens there. Thanks for joining us on this windy, cold, icy, dangerous night. Taking a look at the updated power outages in Oneida County. A little more than 3,300 homes are in the dark tonight because of power outages, a big leap from the last 20 minutes. Herkimer County, I think we were in double digits before, now 549. Otsego County still with 0. We're always checking National Grid numbers as well as NYSEG, New York State Electric and Gas. NYSEG not reporting any local homes without power. We're going to stay on the story, keep you updated on this. But again, a reminder, never touch a downed power line. And if one falls on your car, stay in your car and call 911. Again, you don't know if that line is live. You don't want to take any chances. Number of downed trees pulling down the power lines. Also the wind and the weight of the ice and snow.
Yeah, so we got another report of downed power lines. I want to stress this is why we have an issue with power outage, because of the situation. When we have water seeping into the wood on those power lines, especially from the widespread rain last night.
The utility poles?
Yes,
okay.
Utility poles. When the temperature drops very suddenly, that starts to freeze and the water inside starts to expand and reduce the structural stability of these power lines. And that's why we're seeing so many power lines falling right now. In fact, this one sent in Marcy, Morgan Road, actually. This one is sent in by Tricia. Still power outages across the area right now from a wind damage, so we're not done with it just yet. And the winds do not come to an end for tonight. Here's a forecasted wind gust continuing to see roughly 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts across the area. This does continue into the afternoon tomorrow as well, and briefly weakening a little bit in the Mohawk Valley for tomorrow night, but still gusty winds and chilly temperatures of the story. This is the biggest concern. Wind chills, the temperatures falling into the single digits tonight as well as tomorrow. But with the wind in combination with that, we're looking at temperatures nearing at 20, feels like 20 degrees below zero in the southern valleys, 10 degrees below zero in the Mohawk Valley. And even for the afternoon tomorrow, still temperatures will feel like the negatives. A very chilly Christmas Eve and even chilly Christmas Day as well. Temperatures in the single digits on what it will feel like. And just a reminder, now, temperatures depend on wind speed. Now, when you have no wind and chilly temperatures, you have a thin layer of warm air around you that keeps you warm, but when the winds start to pick up, it will start to plummet. You feel like the temperature is cooling down into multiple negative degrees, even minus 20 degrees below zero. And for tonight, still very chilly temperatures across the area. And we'll have updates on what to expect in terms of snowfall coming up. Back over to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. Where you can find the biggest savings with one shopping day to go before Christmas. Flash freeze, and that is what has the roads treacherous tonight. We had warmer temperatures in the morning, and then bam, everything melted, and now it's frozen. Meteorologist Eric Gage has been keeping us updated from the Weather Center. Talk about traffic alerts right now. Several areas where it's either shut down or has come to a crawl.
Yeah, and the big issue with this as well, just the tricky travel on those roadways, along with the blowing snow, the wind, and along with that too, the sub-zero temperatures expected will feel like for tonight. Let's take a look at our traffic tracker. Zooming into the North Country right now, still expect some slow travel for some areas. Still not too bad. No stop-and-go travel right now. Zooming into the Utica-Rome area, still I-90 seeing some slow traffic in some areas as well, and also zooming in a little bit on Utica as well. Also, we have this on Route 365 between Mapledale Road and Steuben Valley Road is still shut down. For those of you who are commuting through there, still that road, might want to find a detour for that. Zooming into Utica right now, still some crawling areas as well as some slow traffic. Still no stop and go, at least at this point, and no road closures, at least in the area as well. Going to northern Otsego County, still some areas near Cooperstown as well as Springfield on Route 20, seeing some crawling traffic as well. And finally, zooming out to Cooperstown, zooming down to Oneonta, Route 88, still seeing some slow traffic right now. And I want to bring up this right here. If you are traveling this weekend, if you're heading out to Buffalo, we're tracking some pretty significant lake effect snow, especially in western New York. Now, this lake effect snow band off of Lake Ontario moves into North Country by tomorrow, but still, for the most part, if you are traveling, especially in western New York, keep an eye on the latest forecast. Some heavy lake effect snow is expected. I'll also have details for our area coming up. Back over to you.
NORAD, the military agency known for tracking Santa Claus, doesn't expect the weather to
Good evening and welcome back. The story tonight are frigid temperatures and sub-zero wind chills. Along with that, some lingering snow showers in some parts of our area. There's a live look outside our Utica National camera overlooking a Main Street in Cooperstown. Some roads are still pretty icy or untreated as far as this point right now. The good news is a lot of that widespread heavier snowfall has come to an end. Not the same story for North Country as well as northern Oneida County. Still seeing some light snow. But along with that, breezy and windy conditions. So still tricky travel is expected for tonight. Here's a live look at Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This will continue for the next couple of hours before the winds come from the south and will start dumping more snow, mainly due to lifting north of the Mohawk Valley by tonight as well as tomorrow. And this will continue at least until tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures in North Country finally falling into the single digits. 9 degrees in Big Moose, 12 degrees in Westmoreland, 11 degrees in Whitesboro. The Southern Valley is chilly as well, 9 degrees in Hamilton as well as Unadilla, 10 degrees in Sherburne, 11 degrees in Norwich, and 10 degrees in Skenevis. And our chance of snow outlook, this is mainly for the Mohawk Valley. North Country can still see some snowfall. This will gradually decrease by tonight and still a low chance of snow showers by tomorrow afternoon. This will we'll see some additional snowfall, at least for the North Country, by Sunday night and into Monday, along with the lake effect. More info on that later on this weekend, what to expect, especially for those of you in the North Country. So the bigger picture, a powerful Arctic front is pushing chilly temperatures into our area. And once again, for the most part, still mostly dry weather south of the Mohawk Valley and south in the southern valleys for tonight as well as tomorrow. Still tracking some heavy lake effect snow out towards Buffalo and north of our area. And we will continue to see very chilly temperatures tonight. In fact, looking at our Skycast for tonight, we're already reaching single digits, 4 degrees in Herkimer, 5 in Utica, -1 degrees in Inlet. And this is by midnight tonight. And by tomorrow morning, still very chilly temperatures, that wind chill reaching into the negative double digits for tomorrow morning. And so Christmas Eve is going to be a very chilly one. And along with that, if you are north of the Mohawk Valley, just in the Boonville area, still could expect to see additional snowfall accumulation. The higher accumulations are once again in the Tug Hill area as well as just in the northern part of Oneida County. But still, Christmas Eve is still looking chilly by 5 p.m. Temperatures are still remaining in the single digits and only warming up a little bit as we head into Christmas. And the big story right here, wind chills by tonight. We're seeing temperatures, especially on those higher elevations, -23 it'll feel like in Inlet as well as -25 in Oneonta. Mohawk Valley, just a little bit warmer temperatures, still will feel like the mid-teens, -14 in Utica as well as -15 in Herkimer. And our total snowfall forecast for tonight as well as tomorrow, still higher accumulations are possible in the North Country as well as Boonville and Tug Hill, seeing upwards of 7 inches of additional snowfall. So for tonight, a low of 4 degrees, chilly temperatures, snow coming to an end, especially for areas south. Tomorrow, high of 15, chilly and windy. Our 7-day forecast, the chilly temperatures remain for Christmas weekend, but don't last long. Warming up Wednesday and Thursday into the lower 40s with a chance of seeing some snow showers Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
Copeland, Jason is off tonight. The severe winter storm is still making its way across the state, leaving with us dangerous conditions. The governor has now called a statewide state of emergency. I want to get you updated on what's happening outside with meteorologist Eric Gage. He's tracking from the Weather Center.
Yes, I want to bring up what we could expect at least for tonight as well as tomorrow, bringing back the timeline that was put into yesterday. In fact, taking a look at our graphic right now. For tonight, we're still tracking additional power outages from winds as well. There is good news. No current river right now is expected to reach flood stage at this point, but still icy conditions as well. Damaging winds are not out of the picture just yet. And along with that, as we head into tomorrow, sub-zero wind chills tonight as well as tomorrow. Just keep that in mind as you do see additional power outages from some damaging wind gusts. A live look at a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar right now for some parts of our area. Still seeing additional light snow and windy conditions, but most of us seeing windy conditions as well. And dry weather, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. This will start to change as wind direction starts to shift from the west down towards the south, dumping more snow in the northern part of Oneida County as well as northern part of Herkimer County. Also, there are wind chill advisories and warnings. There's an advisory in effect for northern Herkimer County as well as all of Oneida County, as wind chills could reach 20 degrees below zero tonight. And along with that, wind chill warnings in effect for Otsego County, Madison County, as well as Chenango County for wind chills that could reach even 30 degrees below zero for tonight. And current temperature right now, 11 degrees, feels like 6 below, and those winds not stopping anytime soon. Tonight cooling down into the single digits with wind chills several degrees below zero. I'll be tracking what to expect throughout the Christmas weekend coming up. Back over to you, Kristen.
You have to see this video from Rome. Stuart Hutchinson posted it. The wind rips the metal roof off a home on 2nd Street. We saw it flapping on the edge, and then it peels back totally. Wow. A huge tree fell on a house in Oriskany. Take a look at this picture that was sent in. This is Utica Street. It looks like the trunk snapped several feet up and then it landed on the roof. No reports of anyone getting hurt, so that's good. The wind and ice has led to power outages. Here are the new numbers from National Grid in Oneida County, 3,200. That's a decrease from the last 20 minutes, but Herkimer County, we're up 1. 550 homes in the dark. Otsego County, still looking good. Nobody is without power. Traffic tracker right now, a lot of the outages we're seeing are from Trenton. This is why. We have Route 365 closed in both directions between Mappa Avenue and Mapledale Road in Trenton. Several downed trees and wires. This really started about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and that section of roadway is still closed. I want to reiterate, no unnecessary travel in Oneida County. If you thought the storm would keep shoppers home, guess again. Commercial Drive in New Hartford was backed up for miles, adding to the already tricky travel caused by the storm. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney went to Consumer Square to see how busy it was.
Well, here in Consumer Square, the bad weather has not stopped shoppers one bit. You can see right over there dozens of cars lining up to turn in to the shops here in Consumer Square. The traffic on Commercial Drive backed up almost the entire way back to Seneca Turnpike, bumper to bumper traffic. Now, chances are if you are on the roads today, you are either going to or from work, going shopping, or traveling. This storm causing headaches all across the state, not just here in the Mohawk Valley, in the Capital District, and out in western New York as well. As I was driving down here is actually when it all changed over. I was on the arterial almost to the Burstone Road exit. It was raining, and then just all of a sudden a near whiteout. And the conditions changed in an instant. The wind's extremely high. It is extremely cold out here. So if you do have to travel tonight, please be careful. I've seen cars sliding. One car tried to stop at a red light but slid right through the intersection. So very, very dangerous roads that are being dealt with here in New Hartford. And this is still after plows have already gone through and plowed once already. There is still a lot of snow left on these roads because everything is just frozen onto the roads. So the plows cannot get everything when they pass through. Back to you.
All right, Ben, thank you. As for the gift...
Good evening and welcome back. We continue to track some snowfall in some parts of the area as well as frigid temperatures and sub-zero wind chills. Take a look outside our Utica National camera overlooking at Main Street in Cooperstown. Still expect some tricky travel in some areas, especially roads that have still yet to be treated. Taking a live look at a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Most of the snow for most of our area has pretty much been weakening for the past hour or so. Still tracking some snowfall in northern Oneida County as well as western Oneida County, along with that to northern Herkimer County as well. Still Mohawk Valley, Little Falls, Utica, Cooperstown, seeing just a few lingering snow showers right now. This will continue to pick up tonight as the wind direction shifts from the west to the south, especially for areas just north of the Mohawk Valley, especially Boonville and the Tug Hill area. Temperatures right now, we've been keeping an eye on these, down to 7 degrees in Big Moose. It was in the in the teens earlier on this afternoon. Looking ahead towards tonight, cooling down into the single digits, 12 degrees in Westmoreland, 10 degrees in Whitesboro, 12 in Dollarville, 7 in Hamilton, 12 in Cooperstown, 9 in Skenevis, and 7 degrees in Unadilla. And the big story tonight are those wind chills. Temperatures cooling down into the single digits tonight, but along with the wind, they'll feel like below zero temperatures, especially for the Mohawk Valley, seeing it near 10 to 15 degrees below zero at the maximum. And along with that, areas in the higher elevations could see wind chills nearing at 20 or 30 degrees below zero. Now, this is all due to an Arctic front barreling its way through central New York right now. That rain turned to snow and then chilly temperatures dropping from the 40s down into the single digits in the matter of a couple of hours. Now, we're still tracking mostly dry weather aside from areas in northern Oneida County by tonight as well as tomorrow. Still keep an eye on some very intense lake effect near Buffalo and just north of our area. That lake effect band off Lake Ontario will shift its way south as we head into Christmas afternoon and Christmas evening. So our skycast for tonight still tracking very chilly temperatures, 5 degrees and 4 degrees in Herkimer and Utica by midnight, and even below zero temperatures possible in areas south, seeing some additional clear skies by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, it's still going to be very chilly by 12 p.m. 9 in Utica, 2 in Inlet, 4 degrees in Oneonta. It's going to be a very chilly Christmas Eve. Santa is bringing some chilly temperatures to central New York for tomorrow. And by 5 p.m. tomorrow evening, still seeing chilly temperatures. Now, this lake effect snow band in northern Oneida County, or northern, just north of our area, will move into northern Oneida County as well as northern Herkimer County by Christmas afternoon. So this is around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Christmas Day. You're still seeing that lake effect band just north of us, hitting Inlet. It's going to start sweeping down into Old Forge area, possibly reaching the Boonville area by 7 p.m. Christmas Day. Still mostly dry weather for most of us Sunday evening for Christmas, but still those chilly temperatures do stick around for the weekend. So in terms of additional snowfall, still possibly on the lower end in terms of snowfall for northern Oneida County as well as northern Herkimer County. The only difference right here is Boonville as well as Tug Hill could see the lower end totals nearing 7 inches. Along with that, trace to 3 inches, especially for most areas of the Mohawk Valley as well as the southern valleys. So for tonight, low 4 degrees, snow coming to an end tomorrow, high 15 degrees, chilly and windy. Our 7-day forecast, windy conditions tomorrow, Sunday, Christmas Day, chilly temperatures in the 20s. We do warm up though, cold's not lasting for long. Wednesday and Thursday warming up into the 30s, eventually the 40s, with rain showers possible Thursday and Friday. Kristen?
Still to come here on News Channel 2 at 6. The District 3 Training Center in...
Ben Kinney, thank you for joining us. Here's what's making news tonight in your neighborhood. It's been a travel nightmare before Christmas today. A flash freeze, heavy snow and high winds slam the area this afternoon. That will continue through the weekend. So let's head right over to the Weather Center with meteorologist Eric Gage. Eric, what's still to come? What's still in store? I know it's very, very cold outside right now with the wind chills. What's sticking around?
All right, so for right now, any of the updates are the heavy snow is over with. Besides additional snowfall accumulation north of the Mohawk Valley, what is not over with are the chilly temperatures. We are now in the single digits for most parts of the area. Sub-zero wind chills. So weather headlines for tonight, once again, single-digit temperatures, sub-zero wind chills. Along with that, gusty winds are not coming to an end just yet. So power outages are not out of the question. If you haven't prepared for any just yet, or if you know anyone who currently is without power, be sure to check on them, or if you can, help them stay warm tonight because it's going to be very chilly tonight. Live look at New York for Battery Storm Tracker 2. Doppler radar, the heavier snow is done with. Still tracking some light snow along with the winds, producing some gusty snow across some parts of the area. Now, accumulations will be generally higher in the Boonville, Tug Hill area, but still some areas in the North Country could see accumulations right around at 3 inches, a little bit more on the lower end compared to earlier on today as the snow has continued to decrease. Local temperatures right now, 1 degree in Big Moose, 4 degrees in Whitesboro, 6 in Westmoreland, and 7 in Little Falls. Southern Valleys, we actually have temperatures reporting in below zero, -1 degrees in Skenevis, 3 degrees in Cooperstown, and 3 degrees in Hamilton. And because of that, we have wind chills advisories and warnings in effect. Warnings in effect in Otsego County, Madison County, and Shenango County. Temperatures wind chills could reach 30 degrees below zero tonight. And along with that, advisories for northern Herkimer County as well as all of Oneida County with wind chills that could reach 20 degrees below zero. So most of us are going to be seeing very chilly and windy temperatures for tonight, and cooling down into the single digits. We're going to feel much more chilly with temperatures feeling like minus 20 degrees in some areas. We are tracking additional snowfall for the Christmas weekend. A look at that full forecast is coming up. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Eric. Take a look at this video from Rome. Stuart Hutchinson posted it on Facebook. The wind ripped off the metal roof of a home on 2nd Street. You can see it flapping on the edge, and then it totally peels back. That wasn't the only damage today. A huge tree fell on this house in Oriskany. A viewer sent this picture to us, this house on Utica Street. It looks like the trunk snapped several feet up. It landed on the roof of the home. No reports of anybody being injured there. Now, the high winds, the ice, that's all led to power outages. Here's the latest numbers from National Grid and New York State Electric and Gas. Right now, Oneida County down to 2,222 without power. That's down significantly from the number we told you at 6 o'clock. Same thing in Herkimer County, 279. However, Otsego County is now reporting 337 residents without power. A reminder, never touch down power lines, and please keep your generators outside. Well, the Susquehanna SPCA in Cooperstown is dealing with an emergency situation.
Good evening and welcome back. I want to give a quick update on the power outage situation. Still around 40 or so households without power in Herkimer County. Oneida County is still the highest with over 1,400 without power. Most of the power outages are in Remsen, Steuben, as well as Trenton. Also some in Vienna as well as Western. Now this will be the case at least for the next several hours. Current information from National Grid is they're still assessing the situation, so no word yet on a potential return to power. Now, a live look outside, a Yucca National camera overlooking at Main Street in Cooperstown, still tracking breezy and windy conditions along with that frigid temperatures. And here's a live look at a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2. Top of the radar, more light snow is becoming more widespread, not as heavy as earlier on today, but still could see some gusty winds along with that gusty snowfall. And the heavier snowfall will remain north of the Mohawk Valley for tonight, with areas south seeing just trace accumulation between trace even 2 inches at most. Local temperatures 0 degrees in Big Moose, 4 degrees in Whitesboro, 6 degrees in Westmoreland. More areas are going to be falling below zero with the next couple of hours. -2 in Skenevis, 1 degree in Hamilton, and 1 degree in Norwich. And this is all due to a very strong Arctic front. Almost an historic Arctic front producing some pretty significant snowfall, especially out towards Buffalo due to lake effect. Now for us, not tracking lake effect at least for the near future, at least until later on Christmas Day. For most of us, still seeing lingering snow showers along with very frigid temperatures as well as gusty winds continuing tonight, so the power outage risk is not over just yet. So in our Skycast for tonight, chilly temperatures continuing, windy conditions by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Still tracking mostly cloudy skies with additional snowfall, especially in the Boonville area, Tug Hill, even up towards inland as well. Could see some additional snowfall. By noon tomorrow, we're still looking at temperatures barely reaching the double digits. Still 9 degrees in Utica, 8 degrees in Herkimer. Will not feel like 9 degrees with temperatures still feeling like single digits to even below zero. By 5 p.m. tomorrow, still relatively dry. Now, this lake effect band, we're keeping an eye off of Lake Ontario, will gradually start moving down by late Christmas Eve into early Christmas morning. And by the afternoon, it's still up towards inlet, not reaching most of our area, but it will gradually shift further south later on Sunday. So for the most part, most of us will still see dry weather, especially in the Mohawk Valley and southern valleys, but we're keeping an eye on this because if this pushes further south, we could be talking about very significant snowfall as chilly temperatures along with the winds could produce snowfall, especially in the Tug Hill area with possibly even feet in terms of accumulation. Now, for right now, wind chill is the biggest story. The lowest we're going to be seeing so far in the Mohawk Valley, minus 16, even minus 20 degrees below zero. Along with that, too, southern valleys in North Country possibly reaching 30 degrees below zero for tonight. So make sure you find a way to stay warm because it's going to be feeling very chilly tonight, and it will not warm up by much as we head into the weekend. So additional snowfall, we're going to be on the lower end in terms of this. The snowfall that did move from the south has weakened. So right around 3 inches north of the Mohawk Valley, 7 inches up towards Boonville and Tug Hill, and still trace to 2 inches possible for areas south. So for tonight, windy conditions, light snow possible as well, going down into the single digits tonight. Tomorrow, high 15, chilly and windy conditions do continue. Our 7-day forecast, Christmas is still looking chilly, temperatures only reaching the 20s. However, this cold temperature is not going to be lasting long. We take a look at Wednesday and Thursday of next week, looking at even 30s and 40s by Thursday and Friday. So although below sub-zero wind chills for this weekend, it's not looking lasting for long.
Yeah, that's going to feel like tropical weather compared to right now by the end of next week. Thank you very much, Eric. Coming up next, TSA officials at 1 New York. And Kenny, thank you for joining us. Here's what's making news tonight in your neighborhood. It was a travel nightmare before Christmas today. A flash freeze, heavy snow, and high winds slammed the area. And that's going to continue right through the weekend. So let's head right over to the Weather Center on this Storm Tracker 2 alert day. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage. Eric, what are we still looking at here going forward?
Yeah, so the good news is the widespread heavy snow is going to be done with. We're not expecting any more, at least for the time being. The big news right now are the wind chills as well as the frigid temperatures. In fact, our weather headlines for tonight, we're going to be keeping an eye on those temperatures, single-digit temperatures for tonight, along with that sub-zero wind chills for all areas of central New York. And along with that, gusty winds continuing. They're not coming to an end, at least for the near future. The early part of Christmas Eve is still looking very chilly. A live look at Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The snow is still more on the widespread side, but less heavy as earlier on when that front pushed through, but still could see some blowing snow on some of the roadways with the heaviest of snowfall in our area currently near Old Forge and the North Country right now. This will continue for the next several hours before we gradually dry out by tomorrow afternoon. Local temperatures 0 degrees in Big Moose, 6 in Little Falls, 4 in Whitesboro, 6 degrees in Westmoreland and Southern Valleys, -2 in Skenevis, and 1 degree in Unadilla, Norwich, Sherburne, and Hamilton. And for tonight, still wind advisories in effect. Find a way to stay warm and make sure to check on your neighbors too. Wind chills reaching -20, even -30 degrees. Those are the maximums. So for right now, most of us are going to be seeing right around -10 for wind chills for right now. And for tonight, a low of 4 degrees. It will not feel like 4 degrees with chillier temperatures. We'll have updates on the power outage situation in Oneida County and also look at what to expect for the Christmas weekend coming up. Back over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Eric. In addition to here in the Mohawk Valley, more than half the nation is under those wind chill alerts. That historic storm hits much of the U.S. from coast to coast. Millions are dealing with that extremely cold weather. More than 1 million without power. The Arctic chill is already turning deadly. Mike Valerio has a closer look at the dangerous conditions people are facing this Christmas weekend.
A nightmare storm just days before Christmas has now turned deadly as a historic Arctic blast sweeps across the U.S., causing severe weather and dangerous travel conditions only days before the holiday.
It's dangerously cold. I mean, I would advise anyone, if you don't have to be out, don't go out.
From the East Coast to the U.S.-Mexico border and all the way to the Pacific Northwest, millions are experiencing below freezing temperatures, life-threatening wind chills, and damaging winds knocking out power to more than 1 million customers nationwide.
It is not safe for anyone to be outdoors.
In Kentucky, the governor's office confirming 3 people have died as a result of this storm. And in parts of New England, the storm system causing heavy flooding. The freezing temperatures forcing the FAA to issue ground stops at several airports. There were more than 5,000 flight cancellations on Friday.
I think it's going to be fine.
It's been changing by the minute.
It's just part. It was going to be a long trip, and now it's just part of the adventure to get there.
The Arctic outbreak disrupting travel just as millions fly or drive for the holidays. Some states are urging people to stay off the roads due to blizzard conditions and icy roadways.
It's really hard to find where the worst weather is. It's just about everywhere from coast to coast.
Meteorologists say the severe cold will stick around through the Christmas weekend, making it the coldest holiday in roughly 4 decades for millions. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Take a look at this video out of Rome. This was posted to Facebook by Stuart Hutchinson. The wind rips the metal roof off of this home on 2nd Street. You can see the roof flapping on the edge, and then it just totally peels back. And that wasn't the only damage we saw today. A huge tree fell on this house in Oriskany. This picture was sent in to us. This house on Utica Street, it just looks like the trunk snapped several feet up, and it landed on the roof of the home. Thankfully, no reports of anyone getting injured. Now, the wind and ice has led to some power outages. These are the latest figures from National Grid and New York State Electric and Gas. Oneida County still 2,222 without power. That number is decreasing as we speak. In fact, Herkimer County still 279, 337 in Otsego County. So those numbers are beginning to fall, which is good. But a reminder, never touch a down power line, and please keep those generators outside. The Susquehanna SPCA in Cooperstown is dealing with an emergency situation just before the Christmas holiday. Now, they know it's a big ask, but they need people to help foster.
Good evening and welcome back. Before we start out talking about weather, I want to briefly mention an update and some good news about power outage situation across the area. Power outages in Oneida County have fallen into the 700s. Still, Otsego County seeing over 100, around 100 power outages, as well as Herkimer County seeing around 64 outages. And right now, the best news is most of Remsen has had power restored. We're still seeing outages right now, currently in Trenton as well as Steuben. Still, outages are not out of the picture, at least for tonight, along with the gusty winds and those frigid temperatures. Now, taking a live look right now out of Utica National camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. Blowing snow and frigid temperatures are the biggest concern for tonight. But for the good news is that the more widespread, heavier snowfall has come to an end. Still tracking the heaviest snowfall right near here towards Old Forge, but still we are tracking some light but breezy conditions in terms of snowfall across the area. Temperatures across the area right now still 0 degrees in Big Moose, 7 in Lowville, 6 in Cleveland, 4 in Whitesboro, and 5 in Little Falls. In the Southern Valleys, temperatures in the single digits and below 0, 2 degrees in Skenevis, 0 in Norwich, 0 in Unadilla, and 3 degrees in Cooperstown. And this is going to last for tonight as well as tomorrow morning. And this is all due to a very strong Arctic front barreling its way through central New York. And this will continue to move its way out towards the east. And in terms of snowfall, Buffalo is going to get hit with the worst of it. Some areas of Buffalo seeing upwards of 3 to 4 feet of snow. Now for us, we're seeing nowhere near that accumulation, at least for the near future, especially for areas in the Southern Valleys and in the Mohawk Valley. But for tonight and tomorrow, we're still tracking breezy and very frigid temperatures across the area. So in our Skycast for tonight, temperatures still remaining the single digits and even below 0 in the southern valleys as those winds still remain strong for tonight. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, single digits continuing below 0 in Cooperstown and Oneonta, -1 degrees in Inlet, and this will continue by noon tomorrow. Still seeing a possible accumulation of snow, especially in Boonville, northern Oneida County, as well as Tug Hill area could see accumulation still on the lower end in terms of our overall snowfall forecast, but still could see some additional snow. Areas south looking mostly dry. By 5 p.m. Christmas Eve, temperatures not barely getting much above the double digits, 9 degrees in Utica, 8 degrees in Herkimer. And by Sunday morning, Christmas Day, a little bit warmer in terms of temperatures, but not by much, warming up in the upper teens and lower 20s by the afternoon. Keep an eye on this lake effect snow band up towards Lake Ontario. This is staying north of our area for tonight as well as tomorrow, but it will start to shift south by tomorrow evening or by Christmas Day evening. You're seeing that band move south towards Sunday night as well as Monday. We're keeping an eye on this because this could produce some significant snowfall, especially in the Tug Hill area and especially in northern Herkimer County. We'll provide updates on the snowfall forecast as we head into the rest of the weekend. But the big concern tonight are these wind chills. This is what the temperature will feel like tonight. Now, for most areas, seeing between negative 15 and negative 20 degrees below zero. Along with that, too, in the southern valleys and north country, even close to 30 degrees below zero. So be sure to find a way to reduce your time outside. You could see frostbite very quickly if you spend too much time outside, especially early tomorrow morning. And the chilly temperatures will continue not only for tonight, but as well as the remainder of the weekend. So in terms of additional snowfall for tonight as well as tomorrow, we're trending on the lower end of this map because some of the lifting due to the snowfall in the terrain hasn't been producing a lot of snowfall, especially for northern United County. So generally around 3 inches of snowfall, especially in the north country in northern United County, and Boonville and Tug Hill still on the lower end, possibly seeing 3 to 7 inches of snowfall as well. The rest of the area could still see trace of 2 inches, but for the most part, still not too much in terms of accumulation. The biggest concern tonight and tomorrow is, of course, those temperatures. So for tonight, a low 4 degrees, windy with some light snow across the area. Tomorrow, high 15 degrees, chilly and windy. Our 7-day forecast, the chilly temperatures for Christmas weekend continue. 23 on Sunday. By Monday, reaching 25 degrees with lake effect snow towards the north. But for those of you who are not a fan of those chilly temperatures, it's not going to be lasting for long. Take a look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Warning back up on freezing with some rain showers Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 40s.
You know, I find it funny that you have mild for when it's 41. Usually we say that's chilly, but after today, it's going to feel mild.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, we will. Well, coming up next, Facebook's parent company is